In the middle of the scorching desert, a man stumbled upon a gleaming golden rock. He glanced over at his buddy who was tinkering with their car in the distance. After a moment's hesitation, Mike decided to holler at his pal Hans to come check it out. Hans whipped out his blowtorch and fired it up. They had actually struck gold. Literally. The two fellas spent hours digging nonstop, but no matter how deep they dug, they just couldn't seem to unearth the whole dang thing. They kept at it from sunrise to sunset. Turns out, this wasn't just some measly gold nugget, it was a whole freaking mountain of gold. Late that night, Hans suggested heading into town to rustle up an excavator, while Mike stayed behind to guard their precious find. The next day, when Hans was divvying up their water and grub, he claimed he needed most of the water to cool down the car's engine. As soon as Hans hit the road, Mike covered up the gold with sand and rigged up a makeshift sunshade using a tarp. While gathering firewood, Mike stumbled upon the wreckage of an old plane. He stripped off a sheet of metal and used it to build a basic tent. That evening, Hans rang him up on the phone, saying the car's engine had overheated, so he'd be a day or two later than planned getting back. Jack fessed up to Hans about chipping off a chunk of the gold, admitting he was tempted to hightail it out of there with his loot, but Hans talked him into staying put and holding down the fort. By the next day, the blistering sun had fried Jack's skin to a crisp, and he only had enough water left to last another 2 days, tops. The food was already long gone. That afternoon, a wicked sandstorm kicked up out of nowhere, obliterating Jack's tent in a flash. A withered tree toppled over, pinning Jack underneath. When Jack came to, he found himself surrounded by a pack of snarling hyenas, ready to rip him to shreds. With death staring him right in the face, Jack's only hope was to ring up Hans again and beg him to haul ass back. The very next second, the hyenas pounced on Jack. But little did he know, not far off in the distance, someone was watching the whole scene unfold through binoculars. And that someone was none other than Jack's so-called buddy, Hans. This movie's called Gold, but that's all I can spill about it because of copyright stuff. If you're curious to see how it all plays out, you'll have to catch the original flick yourself.